Hello and welcome to this next edition of the Rogue Bakers Roundtable, where we are taking you through another example of the different things that you can do with this one dough. Okay, now I've looked up how many? I don't know. Some bagel recipes. And typically, what I've seen is the bagel recipe is a much lower hydration dough. However, this afternoon I said to her, let's see if we can form, because I started a 3-loaf batch last night because we've got a guest that's showing up here with our harvest host. She's gonna get she's gonna get a loaf of bread that is gonna look very similar to this one. Nice crumb, delicious loaf of bread. And I thought, you know what? We've wanted to try bagels. I wonder, this is the question we are answering on tonight's live stream. I wonder if we can use our same dough to make bagels. Now, Farmhouse on Boone, I looked up her recipe. Yeah, we need that in the water. Just to kind of see how she did it. Her recipe was like 25% hydration, whereas this dough is like 60% hydration. So I'm curious what it will turn out. Maybe they won't be dense like most bagels that you're used to. But we were, in fact, able to take a loaf worth of bread, and you can see here, form it into 5 bagel-shaped things.
Brown sugar? Am I doing that?
Sure. And then other than that, I'm following Lisa at Farmhouse on Boone's process for what she does to boil and bake the bagels and season them, etc. But this is our dough, our normal 10-minute sourdough made easy dough, patterned after Ben Starr's recipe that as you've seen in our videos, and we just shaped it. In fact, Tommy, do you got that video? Go ahead and play it. So you're going to now see kind of an overlay. Our Geek Squad over there is putting a video where about 2 hours ago we formed these bagels using the same dough that we would then form a loaf of bread. And tonight we're having burgers on the grill, so we decided to form the 3rd loaf into hamburger buns, or it could also be rolls if you'd like. So we took a loaf and we formed a loaf into 6 buns for tonight's hamburgers. And again, that's one of the things we love about how simple and versatile this this bread recipe is. I started this dough last night having no idea what we were going to do with it today. I just knew we had a guest showing up and that they wanted some kind of bread. I didn't know it was going to be plain. I didn't know if it was going to have inclusions in it or whatever. We just started the dough, went to bed, let it proof. And then when I woke up this morning, I thought, you know what? We wanted to do on Rogue Bakers some bagels. Let's see if we can do bagels with this dough. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I think that they're at least going to turn out delicious and edible. They may not taste a lot like bagels, but they're going to be good for sure. So what we've done, and watch, is it still playing or is it over or what? So you can see in the overlay video how we formed this dough into the bagels. Oh, okay, I can see it now. And then what you're going to do with it is boiling it for a minute on each side. I need to slot this through. Oh, there, that works. Yep. So 1 minute on each side, then you shake off or whatever the water, and then put whatever toppings you're going to want to put on it. I don't know if we're going to just do some plain and some everything bagel seasoning. We could do cinnamon and you know, just anything you would have at a bagel shop you can put on top of these. And then bake them for preheat oven to 425. She did that. And then, in the water, that's 2 quarts of water with a tablespoon of baking soda and a tablespoon of brown sugar, right? That's what you put in it here? Tablespoon baking soda and a tablespoon brown sugar. So the recipe or whatever for the water that you boil the bagels in is a tablespoon of baking soda, a tablespoon of brown sugar, and 2 quarts, so 8 cups total of water.
Have you washed your hands?
So yeah, as soon as we get that boiling, we will probably have her grab the camera, look over my shoulder while we boil them for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but you know what?
Guess what?
Yeah,
Chicks.
and then throw them all back on the cook sheet to go in the oven for...
Well, that's the truth, isn't it?
How long is it?
You have chicks.
I can barely see
That
this.
should just overshadow everything else bad. You have chicks.
20 to 25 minutes it goes back in the oven
Chicks.
at
You haven't washed your
425.
hands either. Go wash your hands, please. Daddy's just trying to...
So that's what we're going to try. And we're trying bagels tonight.
Guess what?
And then we'll shift at that point when we get them in the oven into the Rogue Bakers Roundtable Unite.
Your arm.
Rogue Bakers Unite portion of the call.
You hit it on here. On there.
What?
Mom, haven't I loved chicks ever since we... Mom, don't do that, Mom.
Yep.
Mom, don't do that, Mom.
Awesome.
But your hands aren't clean, and this needs to be done now. You can.
Great
you can
to
use
hear the
another
good
one
feedback.
on something else, maybe.
We're going to bake
Okay,
these together. We don't usually bake these at 425. So we're going to
Wash
have to
your
wait
hands
on
so you can do
this
that.
till after. So we've got a loaf of bread in the oven. Started with the cold Dutch oven, cold oven, as you've seen in ours. The water is starting to boil. You ready to do this, dear?
Is it starting to boil?
Yeah, it's boiling. So we go 1 minute each side.
I've got my timer ready.
You gonna show the good folks there? Now, one thing to think about. It was crazy hot in our kitchen this afternoon, and I was worried about this dough overproofing. So I made the decision to put these into the refrigerator. So they actually did a cold proof
They're not as
for
cold
the
as they
last
were.
couple of hours. And I just took them out right before we got on this call. So
They're not room temperature, but they're not.
I assume they would have risen and been a little bit bigger based on the fact that we formed the rolls, it was shortly after, but right around the same time. We probably could have just left them out. But just so you know, these did do a cold proof, which is something we don't normally do, but it was crazy hot. It's over 100 degrees here, and our air conditioner is not stellar. Do you want to grab that?
Oh, yes.
And we'll bring them over here.
Tommy, you maybe help Bubba. We'll do more. That's it.
All right, so we're gonna boil these
We're gonna do some more.
bagel-shaped things. Should I
Donuts like that?
make it a little bit more of a hole pronounced there, you think?
Not
Probably
sweet
do
like
okay with it being as cold
that.
as it is.
Bagel.
Yeah.
And you use your slide spoon to put it in and out. And I am got timer going.
Whoa.
And then you flip it, you said?
She said put it in 1 minute, flip it. 1 minute, and then take it off.
Okay. You can see our other little guys. Make this a little bigger maybe while we wait. And the next one.
I'm gonna be so thrilled if these turn out awesome. Just one more
20
more thing.
seconds. 22 seconds.
Oh, it's sticking to the bottom.
Oh no.
I knew that was gonna happen.
That one stuck to the bottom. I assume
That's
normal
why they-
bagels would like float, maybe. I don't know.
No, that's why they have the trays.
Trays.
That's for frying though.
This is basically frying.
Yeah, but it's not.
Hey,
It's
there's your
boiling.
timer.
Okay, so now I gotta flip it.
Keep it on the bottom. At least that was the bottom side. Doo-doo-doo. Anybody have any questions while we were boiling away?
Just put another one in, so we're overlapping.
I would say for me, Tommy.
Video.
Can you take the video off?
First one's done.
First one's done.
Mom! Mom!
What?
I did something on these, on these, that's one of these, on these, in the toilet.
Did you restart it?
Well, I didn't start it when that one in. I didn't see when it
Can
went.
you restart
Okay,
it?
she put a chocolate in the toilet? Okay, that's not a bad, it's okay. It's fine.
Start it?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I got mine. Now I got mine on the floor.
This is crazy. I've never done bagels before.
Is that one flipping because it's, or floating because it's already flipped, or?
It's been in there longer. They seem to start floating once they've been in there for a
Okay, so
while.
the first one should be flipping, I think. We're done.
Did you?
I set the timer for the other one for sure when you put that one in, the second one, but I'm not sure on the first one. But I just had the timer go off. We have a bunch of timers going. I would say it's probably done.
Flip it?
Was that the first one? I'm talking about the first one.
The first one's done?
I think. It's already been flipped, right? That's for the other one that you just flipped, so now I'm timing that one going.
Second one.
Just a little bit.
Second minute.
These are bagels.
These are bagels. We'll see how they turn out.
They look more like donuts,
Oh,
maybe.
okay. Hi, Baba. Hi. Love Dunks.
Oops, I just put that one in. How much time was left?
What? I just set a timer. How much you put it in?
Cool.
And there's 19 seconds on the other one.
So that's the first one ready to come out?
Yep.
Are you keeping track of which one's the first one?
Sorta. I scraped the bottom of it so it's ugly. Trying to get it off the bottom. Going in.
Okay.
Three, two, one.
Other one's done.
This one's done.
Da-da-da-da.
Flip. Ready to flip or done?
The
Okay.
first one, you already flipped it, didn't
I
you?
don't remember.
I'll flip it over.
I just did.
That's the bottom.
That's the bottom?
That is the reflipped. We're calling it done.
Okay.
They did puff up a little
They
bit.
did, yeah.
While cooking, so that's cool.
So, now you need to make donuts.
That one has 20 seconds left, and then we bake. Except that it's not preheated quite yet.
Donuts would be good. Did this one just go in or needs to be flipped?
If
That
you
one
don't try
has
and make
9 seconds.
Donut
I
to
can't
flip?
remember.
I think it's 9 seconds to flip.
them,
Maybe it should have been one at a time because that was a little
you're
confusing.
looking at the lights.
Flip.
Bobby comes looking at the lights.
Yep, he likes the lights.
Whoa. Bagels. We did it.
Beverly says, I've done bagels before, but using a yeast method, not sourdough, and I boil them in water containing diamastic malt powder.
Hmm.
And then she says, curious to see how they turn out. My niece uses the Boone Farm method.
So this isn't, just to clarify, this isn't her
Recipe.
for
Just
the dough,
methodology.
but I took her dough recipe out and put my recipe in, and this is how she would make her dough. Does that make sense? You still got a timer going?
Yep, it's got 2 seconds. 1, beep.
2, beep. So 1 minute on each side for 5 things, sort of staggered. I think we got it figured out.
Addie, look out, please. We gotta put that in the oven.
Okay.
They look
We're gonna
so
put
yummy.
everything seasoning on any of those.
Heck yeah. Do it on the 2 wet ones.
Can we do cinnamon on one?
Ooh, you want a cinnamon bagel? Should we do cinnamon or cinnamon sugar? I don't even know.
Cinnamon
Oh.
sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's yours. Put it on there. So she's doing cinnamon sugar.
Whoa!
Wow.
I guess I
Maybe, you know what? Sugar probably should go on second. Like after.
Yeah, that's
Whatever. That is awesome. Cinnamon sugar bagel. We're gonna do everything seasoning
Butter
on
ones.
these back too.
No, this one's the last
Can
one I
we
want
do
these 2.
pizza one?
Just because it'll stick better to it.
Do you think we could try to do one pizza? Mom!
It's too late for that, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please don't.
What? This one.
Hey, it's not baked yet. They have to go in the oven first.
A plain one too? But with butter?
Everything bagel and 2 plains. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
I want them everything.
Wait, can we
You
do
want
2?
everything?
Can we do
Mike,
2
the third one.
cinnamons
Do
too?
a third everything. Tommy
Okay,
wants
wait.
everything.
Let's do another cinnamon for Lily. Hey, be nice.
Another cinnamon for Lily.
And then we'll cinnamon sugar
Me?
the sugar after.
Me?
Okay. For you, do you want? No, cinnamon comes out way too fast.
All right.
I want this one and this one. You only get
It can come
one.
out fast.
I know that. I know that.
Then sugar.
I would wait to do the sugar till after. I don't know. I'm afraid the sugar's gonna burn.
She's afraid.
Okay, we'll do an experiment.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, going in the
can
oven. Look out.
Look out, Lily. You gotta open the oven.
Can you back up, please?
Wants to
Lily.
open it.
Okay, open it. Careful.
Be careful. It's really hot.
All right.
Back up. Whoa.
Bagels are in the oven.
They look
Watch
so
out, baby.
good.
Okay, excuse me.
Set it back up.
Cinnamon looks so
You
good.
got a timer going for your bread,
Yep.
Tommy? Are we?
I'm holding a baby.
Tommy, you're supposed to be manning your computer. What are you
Let
doing?
her-
What are you doing holding a baby?
You had to grab him because I'm your cameraman.
All right.
Oh no.
Can't read.
Sweat or poop?
I don't see any poop. Real life, folks. I don't see any poop. I can't read that. What are them comments saying?
Beverly says, yeah, that is why I am super curious to see how they turn out. The balloon method is a lot more. So if this works, game changer.
Yeah, it works.
That's what we're all about.
we're trying. We've literally done everything from apple dumpling loaf.
Wait, how
well,
long
no.
does they need to go in now?
What did we do with this bread? We haven't done apple dumplings. We have done cinnamon rolls, all kinds of different cinnamon rolls, from chocolate cinnamon rolls to regular cinnamon rolls, cinnamon raisin rolls, cinnamon nut rolls, orange rolls, blueberry rolls, all with this same dough. The same time we're making, like you saw, burger buns, normal bread, all different flavors of normal bread. We've made pizza, where you just literally take the same loaf and flatten it out, roll it out, put it on a pizza, or put the pizza toppings on and bake it. We made pizza with it. Geez, what else have we done? Anyway, I love finding new ways to do new recipes with this same one dough, and that way you can just have this one go-to dough recipe that you can decide later. Like I said, I started the dough late last night and decided this morning the various things we were going to make with it, and so it's a really cool, awesome dough. So while that bakes, did you set a timer for those? And you've got a timer for the bread.
Yep.
Look out, man, she's on it. She is on it. Hi. What's that? We will transition to the Rogue Bakers Unite portion of the call. Hopefully, we have enough discussion or questions that you'll actually get to see that come out of the oven in 20 minutes or so. If not, as always, we will post pictures to our YouTube channel post, as well as our Facebook groups, our various Facebook groups. What other questions have come in?
That's it.
That's it.
Does anybody have any questions, or what have you baked
What have you baked
What
this
are your
week?
wins?
One of our normal regulars, Bridget, said she wasn't going to be here. She sent me a picture. She made so many different things.
That's what she does.
week.
She does all the things.
And she just fires off pictures to
I love
us,
it.
telling us all the stuff she was making. Yeah, awesome. So, what else, huh?
I don't know. Well, we've been talking about doing this s'mores loaf, and it's perfect timing because it's camping season and all that, campfire season.
S'mores loaf. That's
Should
one
we
of the
do
things
that on
Addie
a
wants to
live
do.
to show you guys, or should we just do our standard video and then post it?
It's my daughter, Addie, our 7-year-old, that wants to do that. She did a video where she made a 36% whole wheat loaf all by herself, just following my directions. She did all the steps herself. A little bit of help from her mom forming the loaf, and I helped her take it in and out of the oven with the hot Dutch ovens. But everything else she did herself. We have talked about doing a sourdough starter battered fried chicken, and combining that with one of my family recipes where we've got a chicken finger recipe using corn flakes and frosted flakes to make extra crispy chicken, and so that's one of the things we're gonna be doing soon. If you're interested in seeing some of that.
Egg for the egg wash for those.
Have we made the hamburger buns before? We have. We've done
around with it.
this recipe very successfully before. Sometimes they don't turn out as good as others, and I can't tell you exactly what the difference is. I think I've got it nailed.
I think what we're about to do is we're getting it nailed this time because we're putting the egg wash on first
Right.
before baking. So 1 egg, 1 tablespoon milk or cream. We don't have cream, so we're doing milk.
So we have used this recipe to make rolls before. Sometimes we form them too small and they're a little bit dense and not as fluffy. Other times they'd come out and they just tear apart like best rolls you've ever had.
We also need to cover them with foil, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We cover them with foil. We
I
bake
need
them
to get
open
better at
bake like this with
documenting
foil.
these experiments so that we actually know what works.
Yeah. What am I doing with this? Putting an egg
1
in
egg,
here?
yep.
Just the whole egg or just an egg white? Or
1 egg, whole egg. 1 large egg and 1 tablespoon cream or milk.
We do have, I think, a video where we did the rolls on video. Or actually hamburger buns, maybe both. Did we do rolls too? For sure we have hamburger bun video. And it's basically the same, it's just the size. We've also made bread bowls and showed my blue ribbon chili recipe on a video where I made bread bowls.
Hey, I did document it. Bake 350 degrees for 26 minutes and 22 seconds. First 22 minutes covered.
You documented it.
Same thing for the rolls and the buns. They're basically the same thing for the buns and rolls.
What am I doing with this now?
Add a tablespoon of milk. Did I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, add a tablespoon of milk. And then I'll get you a
Tablespoon of milk.
mix that together, and then you put the egg wash on the rolls, and then we bake. Well, when the others come out. So maybe we should wait on putting it on, actually. I don't want to make it soggy or whatever.
Got my egg wash ready for when these go in. If I had sesame seeds, I'd be doing everything.
I would do that.
She wants everything bagel
Yeah.
seasoning on her hamburger bun.
I love that stuff.
Well, let's see. Bagels have 15 minutes. I don't know if we're going to make it, folks. What do you guys think? You got any questions? Anything you've come across that you need help with in your sourdough journey this week? Any successes that you have to share with the community?
Or any loaves that you want to try or want to see us try or anything else?
Yeah, suggestions for future lives.
You know, we
that
still haven't done
you've
English
wanted
muffins
to see
either.
done.
English muffins.
English muffins. Yeah. Sourdough English muffins. I'm sure we could find a good recipe. I don't have a family recipe of that one.
Yeah.
What was the other family stuff we wanted to do? We did my grandma's banana nut bread. That is so good. We've done my grandma's
So good.
banana oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Those were good. We did my grandma's apple dumplings sourdough. So took the actual like her apple dumpling dough recipe and long fermented it, and at the same time baked an apple dumpling loaf on a previous live. So if you've missed our previous lives, go back and watch that one. That, in my opinion, is the best loaf of bread I have ever made or eaten. It was so stinking good. We put the same filling that you put inside apple dumpling with apple and cinnamon and brown sugar all inside, and butter all inside the loaf. It took an extra hour to bake. It took almost 2 hours to bake because of the all the extra water inside the apples that were inside the loaf, and it was so worth it. It was one of the best, probably the best bread I think I've ever been a part of making, for sure. And we make some pretty dang good bread. Can't wait to see the cooked bagels. Have English muffin. You've made English muffins. Awesome. I have tried the starter pizza too. Yeah, we made that a few different times on late. What are we gonna do for dinner setting? And what was it? We were going to a movie, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
And we just happened to have some freshly fed starter, and right before heading out the door to go to the movie, we made quick 20-minute pizzas. Fantastic. That's another good video we've got on our thing. You got a pan of chilies roasting below it in a cast iron skillet. Won't do that again. Took longer. Yeah, we found putting water under our bread kind of makes it more forgiving, gives it a longer time for the bread to get up to internal temperature without making the crust too dark. And so when we're baking something like the apple dumpling loaf, we will put more than a quart of water in it because we want more time with steam inside the oven to give a longer time before the crust starts to get crispy. And that seems to be kind of the go-to. So when we're making like a pepperoni pizza loaf, which we've got a good video of, with a lot of heavy cheese and pepperoni inclusions in it, we want to give that one a little bit more time. Same thing with the jalapeno cheddar loaf, the Italian cheese bread loaf that we've done. Those are some fantastic loaves that I would suggest you make. Dude, you like my shirt? I got this shirt in Hawaii with the family. It was, I just decided to wear my Hawaiian shirt today. Any other questions? Let's see. We've got how many more minutes left? Timers, bagels, 10 minutes left on the timers. Are we really gonna just try and fill 10 minutes of dead air to see these bagels? I think mine. Whoa!
What, they pop up?
Yeah, they're like exploding like a loaf would.
I wonder.
Understandable.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna be delicious little round shaped rolls that we boiled briefly. Yeah, I want to show the people.
They may not need to. Well, no, the rolls will bake about the same length. So.
Look at them so far.
Woo!
They actually look pretty dang good.
We got some cream cheese. Ooh, now I want a bagel cream cheese sandwich with like everything on it.
Bagel cream cheese sandwich with everything, huh? All right, those are looking pretty good. I don't know. 10 minutes might be a little much, maybe. I don't know.
Try the temp. Check them.
Temp check them.
Did you replace the battery in that yet? I got a battery.
Did. How long have they been in?
I'll check my timer. I don't know.
If there's 10 minutes left, they went in for 20?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm guessing they'll still need a little bit of time.
179.80. So they're about 182 internal temperature. We want to get them at 200. Did come out a little bit gummy. So yeah, still a little bit more. Let's see. Open. They do look awesome.
You should show them your half-finished bacon or apron.
My half-finished apron. Who wants to order our latest Rogue Bakers merch? Where is it?
First, it's out there.
I say latest, like
I know.
we already have other stuff.
Take the white one off too, yeah. It's on top of it.
Oh, that was way too hard. So, for Father's Day, my wife designed a Rogue Bakers We Break Bread and Rules apron that I think, Thomas, can you go take care of that barking dog for me? We're thinking about taking this same logo and making it big for a t-shirt. What do you guys think? Would you wear that?
Probably hard to see. You might want to take it off or bring the camera closer. Yeah. Plus, it's white paper, but it'd be reversed.
So,
white ink.
this is going to be cut out with a Cricut and ironed on.
I don't think a lot of people know what a Cricut is. So.
Rogue Bakers. They all know what a Cricut is. It cuts vinyl. I do think they look awesome. Beverly says they may have to start another batch of dough. Make these. So yeah, we're gonna have aprons and t-shirts. Tommy thinks they look good.
Bubble is tiny.
All right. Beverly says, "Oh, please, we know what a Cricut is." Told you, Thomas. Tammy says, "I tried bagels before, they suck. I will try this one next time." I think, based on what I just saw, it's going to be delicious, at least bagel-shaped bread. It may not be dense like you would expect from an Einstein bagel, but I think they're going to turn out absolutely delicious. They'll get wolfed down by me and my family, that's for sure.
I wonder what the boiling does.
The boiling's supposed to make the crust, from what I read.
Oh, that chewy crust or whatever?
It makes the crust like stick together, so it doesn't do that, so it doesn't blow open. Part of that might be just because it's such a higher hydration
Right.
dough compared to like Farmhouse on Boone it was a cup of water to 4 cups of flour. That's like, to me, my baker's math, that's 25% hydration. That's so low, crazy low. But maybe that's why bagels don't blow up like this.
Yeah.
However, to be able to say that I made delicious bagels with this bread, with this dough, I think we can probably say that as long as we don't end up burning them. How many Cricut machines do we have? We only have the one, right? Yeah, just the one. She's made a bunch of t-shirts for me in the past. Aqua Regis t-shirts and bags and things. Not a ton. The boiling helps make it chewy, Beverly says.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So we got 4 minutes left on that timer. Any more questions, success stories, things?
I would go ahead and temp check them again.
You would temp check them
Because
again?
they're probably some of the smallest things I've ever made. Or are they about the same size as the rolls?
About like the rolls.
Let me know. Sorry, I interrupted you reading a comment or a question. Okay. What were you asking?
No, I was just asking about successes or questions, things they have for this week. $185, 6, 7. About 190. And that middle one. So I think the last 5 minutes is going to be just about right. 3 minutes and 23 seconds.
No, she said 20 to 25, so it might be that.
We're over 190. I think in the next 5 minutes it should do it.
Yeah.
I made advent calendars for my nieces, nephews every year using my Cricut. Nice. That's cool. Two minutes and 22 seconds left. Who's got a question for us? Who's got something for us to talk about?
You finished talking about the s'mores loaf, or did we get interrupted?
Kind of got interrupted, I think. We're going to do a s'mores loaf with Addie, where we literally put little marshmallows, chocolate chips, and crumbles of graham cracker all inside of a loaf and bake that and call it the s'mores loaf. We're going to try that. That will be a yummy one. For sure.
Dad,
What, sweetie?
can you help us get the baby kids?
Help you get the baby chicks?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to come out and chase the baby chicks. We had found last night a mama with some baby chicks out on the farm. One of the joys of farming is walking outside and seeing new life. We're experiencing that today. However, this mama has nested inside one of the most gnarly juniper bushes or whatever it is, and she's protecting these birds. She actually jumped on and attacked my daughter earlier to defend her baby chicks. So
Daddy.
that is awesome. This daughter, yeah, the one that we were just talking about, your s'mores loaf.
Hey, can we shut the door, girlies?
Are we coming to my s'more loaf tonight?
See how happy excited she gets to bake bread?
And I want to bake my big loaf tonight when I get bigger.
Yeah, when you get bigger, you're gonna do bread too. Huh?
Can you shut
A
the door?
big loaf when I get bigger, right?
Mm-hmm, big loaf.
Yep.
Okay, 43 seconds left.
I made a big loaf for my first try.
So, this, to answer this last question, SLB 1956. Yes, this is the exact same dough that we made. Don't touch. That we make our normal sourdough bread with. So we made a three batch of the dough, meaning 3 loaves worth. We did 1 loaf as bagels, which we boiled and followed a bagel making recipe. We're doing 1 loaf as rolls or hamburger buns to have with some burgers tonight. And we're doing the third one is a loaf in the oven that we're selling to a customer this afternoon. So yes, the exact same dough. Now, I'm not claiming that this is going to necessarily be like a bagel you would get from Einstein, but we wanted to see what would happen if we shaped it with the hole in the middle and boiled it and baked it. So that's what today's show is about, is the experiment. Please stop. Please stop.
Dad,
What?
I'm not gonna cut.
Okay, can you please quit banging and doing
That
that?
big got in my cup.
So that was the bagel timer that just went off. We're gonna go ahead and temp check them, hopefully this one last time, and take them out and show you the finished product. 197. I don't know. 198, 99. They're pretty dang close to 200, dear.
That is my.
200. That one's 200. I'm calling it. That 20 minutes
That
was
is
just right.
mine, Daddy. That is.
So 20 minutes in the oven was just right to take one loaf worth of bread shaped into 5 bagels. And there you have it. They did burst up a little bit like you would expect a sourdough loaf to do. But generally speaking, they kept their shape.
Dad,
What's that?
Dad, is there still a hole in there?
Oh, oops. You okay?
That is good.
Is it cold?
And I got some for that on that one.
Okay, please be careful. Don't spill more, all right?
I can feel the heat from the oven.
Okay, now egg wash the rolls and put them in.
Yeah, and then
Dad,
probably put
Dad,
everything bagel on the one.
Dad!
Or Tommy.
Dad!
Shh.
Is mine done?
Quiet.
Is mine done?
Is your what done?
Tommy,
And my kidney
Yep.
do you want everything bagel on your burger bun?
Don't touch. It's hot.
Okay.
Everything seasoning on your burger bun?
No. So I'm gonna do a quick egg wash on the rolls.
What did the one do that?
No, don't touch.
No, what the one does the one that
I'm doing it. Be
one?
quiet, please.
Oh, do it that. I don't do it that.
Nope, I'm doing it.
Fine. No. You're not the kid.
Yep, I'm not the kid. I'm the mom.
Yeah, your dad's the mom. Wait, Mom, I have to get in the mom.
Love how well our toddler listens. Huh, sweetie?
No.
No.
No. I'll believe that you want the kid. Dad, what is that?
What temperature for the rolls is usually 350, yeah?
Dad.
So we bake the rolls at 350, which is way less than the 425 we just did.
Covered for 22 and then uncovered for 4. Sounds like just 2 of those, or I assume you want yours on that like that.
2 everything. All right, egg wash and everything bagel seasoning on the rolls. I gotta reset the temperature.
Don't spill.
Down to 350. And the rolls going in. We are not gonna hang out with you until the rolls come out, but they are gonna turn out just as good as they always do. Can I see that, please? Please? Thank you. So with that, anyone last questions before we move along? I think we are done. All right, thank you for joining us for this Rogue Bakers live stream, roundtable live stream. And we will catch you again next week, same time, same place. Thanks, everybody.
And
Talk to you later.
Be seeing me on the video tonight.
Yeah,
Make
you'll be
that.
doing. She's gonna be doing a s'mores loaf
And
soon.
I'm gonna be a bit. I'm gonna make a fit. We're doing so we're not gonna be bigger.
Tonight, she says. Tonight. We shall see. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
We